Dale Earnhardt Jr. recently explored a question that could redefine the future of the NASCAR Cup Series, and what began as speculation has now taken on real weight. As the lawsuit involving 23XI Racing and Row Motorsports moved toward a settlement, the very outcome Earnhardt outlined started to look like reality rather than theory. On his podcast, Earnhardt explained that permanent charters would fundamentally change NASCAR's structure. Instead of being simple guarantees to enter races, charters would become long-term assets, similar to franchises in traditional sports. That shift alone would dramatically alter team ownership, competition, and value across the entire series. Earnhardt pointed out that as long as charters only guarantee entry, their value stays relatively modest. But if they become permanent, the financial landscape explodes. A charter once valued at a fraction of that amount could suddenly be worth well over $100 million. For current owners, that transformation would be life-changing. With a single decision, team assets would multiply in value, instantly reshaping the business of NASCAR. He also suggested that, quietly, many within the sport have hoped this day would come. Even those who signed earlier agreements may have believed that permanent charters were the inevitable endgame. While settlements may include smaller adjustments, possible compensation, or changes behind the scenes, Earnhardt believes the central question has always been simple. Will charters become permanent, and will they officially turn into franchises? If that happens, the consequences are massive. Earnhardt made it clear that there would be no reversing such a decision. NASCAR would effectively be transformed forever, creating a fixed number of franchises that could be bought, sold, and traded for generations. The open door that once allowed anyone with determination, resources, and a race car to show up and try to compete would close permanently. For decades, that openness defined stock car racing. Even if the odds were slim, teams had the freedom to try. Permanent charters would eliminate that possibility, replacing it with an enormous financial barrier to entry. The sport would gain stability and long-term value, but lose part of its grassroots spirit. This shift also hits close to home for Earnhardt and his family. As owners of JR Motorsports, they have long dreamed of entering the Cup Series full-time. But the rising cost of charters now makes that goal far more difficult than it once was. Early in the charter system, opportunities existed at a fraction of today's prices, chances that are now gone. There is still a small window of hope. The potential arrival of new manufacturers could allow NASCAR to release additional charters, offering another path for teams waiting on the outside. Even so, the direction is clear. NASCAR stands on the edge of a new era, one where tradition, opportunity, and value are being permanently redefined.